If you didn't already know, Shrimpo is getting optimizations this upcoming Friday, October 3rd. So I decided to try and push Shrimpo as high as I could. I had the goal of getting Shrimpo to floor 100. And spoiler alert, I didn't. But we got pretty close. And for a first attempt, this run wasn't too bad. In honor of Shrimpo getting new optimizations, I broke an old floor record as Shrimpo. This video is just some highlights of how far we've made it with Shrimpo, with some commentary on the progression, as well as me just talking about Dandy's world in general. So without any more interruptions, let's just get straight to it. Doing this run sounds pretty hard, especially as Shrimpo, but really it was quite peaceful. These type of runs are easy so long as you have good distractors with good communication. The way I made it this far was by playing very safe and very passive in the beginning. As long as you don't have twisteds near, you should be able to take machines near elevator. You should camp there until higher floors permit you to going to mid. At the start of every floor, you should check around for twisteds. You usually stay inside the elevator until you are kicked out, or if you are in the clear to go outside. Sounds like common sense, but if you fail to do these simple things, it can throw the entire run. With Shrimpo's passive bully, you have extremely low stealth. Even Pebble's famous bark ability won't be able to help you. So real quick, these are some of the ways to get attention off Shrimpo starting from worst to best. This is the worst way to get attention off Shrimpo. You could use 3 air horns at the same time to get around Shrimpo's extremely low stealth, which is something we did in this run. This method is effective, but it costs a lot of resources and a tune to be carrying all those air horns. This next method is using Blot, since his ability Blot Jr. can help Shrimpo, but we didn't use a Blot this run, since we wanted more speed using Shelly. This method is close to being the best way to getting twisteds off Shrimpo. And the method is using small islands to pass twisteds to someone else. But by far the best way to get twisteds off of Shrimpo is to not have twisteds on Shrimpo in the first place. This also feels like a good time to say the team comp. We have 4 Shellys, 1 Shrimpo, 2 Pebbles, and 1 Sprout. A Pebble disconnected around floor 20 because of their internet, to which Sprout and the remaining Pebble locked in and carried the rest of the run. The Shellys were also doing amazing. We would die one by one, but that's something I'll elaborate on later. Something so important to this Shrimpo build was the trinket setup and usage of stickers. I was so tempted in using Vanity Mirror on Shrimpo instead of Pink Bow. I found using Vanity Mirror on Shrimpo was really good at letting Shrimpo explore, and has had amazing results at getting Shrimpo inside the elevator without dying. But I already understood my role as Shrimpo. I wasn't going to be exploring, at least not for a while. Pink Bow on Shrimpo has gained more merit as well with the introduction of Dial. With both stamina cards the elevator provides as well as Dial's Stam Boost, Shrimpo is rocking at 170 points in stamina. Pink Bow can be used vastly better compared to previous updates. Talking about Dial also reminded me about how in this run no one died on Dial's floor, which was so helpful. The way we were able to do the floor at a reasonable pace was by utilizing the new Start Screen option, which allows players to buy heals and a valve at the start of games. So Dial's floor was pretty easy, It just required us to use V-motes and then valves at mid. Then we played careful at the edges of the map. I also think since I was able to get stacked on items early game, I didn't really have to worry about exploration to getting these items like bandages. This all made the run go phenomenally. Let me know if you guys think these changes makes the game easier or not. This floor, I end up making a few mistakes. I struggle with skill checks and the pressure ramps up. This would not go unpunished, since eventually this would lead to one of the deaths of a Shelly. We only have one distractor, so finishing machines while some twisteds are loose due to poor combinations and lack of support makes this floor feel like an absolute slog. And missing these skill checks did not help the situation at all. Eventually, we ended up with me, a Shelly, and our Pebble for the rest of the run. This is what we worked with to get just a few more floors done. And to be completely honest, I didn't think we would make it this far, especially with our first attempt. I just have to thank my team for helping so much and being able to push this far. As one of the Shellys died, we noticed how much slower we truly were. Our last Pebble was working overtime trying to get all the twisteds while saving Stam. We literally just needed to finish 3 more machines to get this nightmare over with, and every second would feel like minutes. It was humiliating. Regardless, we continued. It's usually here when I think about how the team is doing while I slowly extract these machines. We are finally down to the last 2 machines on the floor. Brightney. Shelly takes last machine while I break for elevator, closing this floor out. Finally. It's at this point of the run where we get to floor 50. I'm going to speed up the footage since it's just me doing machines for 7 minutes straight. When attempting these runs, I think people forget that a lot of it is just luck. A bad floor or twisted combination could throw off an average team if they aren't careful. So a lot of team creation is just trial and error. Shelly has been the meta since they've dropped, and I've only hoped that some other new tune could come along to match their presence. But so far it's really hard to find a support tune as good as Shelly. Sprout is really good and almost required in some of these longer runs, but you can replace Sprout with a Shelly and it's not that uncommon. Same for Astro and V. Shelly's ability to make floors go by faster is unmatched. So I hope maybe in this upcoming Halloween event, maybe we'll see a tune to outperform even Shelly. I don't think it will happen, but who knows. Anyways, I wanted to mention a few more things about Shrimpo this run. Although it takes a while, treadmills are so easy to do with Shrimpo. It's by far one of my favorite machines to do as the character. My second favorite machine to do as Shrimpo is the basic one, since I've gotten so used to hitting those skill checks compared to my least favorite machine as Shrimpo, the circle machines. It's by far one of my least favorite machines to do as the character. Maybe because it's a new machine, but I struggle with them if I have 1-star skill checks. That is why I avoided them this run when I could have. But I am practicing so that if we do attempt this run again, I'll be able to do all machines perfectly. I did forget to mention the importance of the stickers earlier. The golden brick sticker specifically. The reason why it's so good is since that sticker is able to be seen through walls. This makes communications easy even if you're not talking to distractors or your team directly. Using this Shrimpo sticker on early floors, I was able to signify to the team where I was during that time. The only exception was during Dial's floor, in which we used a sticker to indicate where Dial was. This feature is really cool, and I wish we got more stickers with these properties. But I understand why we don't, and why this golden brick sticker is the exception. It would get a bit annoying if the game was covered in these stickers. I think a solution to this would be making the option for players to see these special stickers or not. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. We're about to see the last floor before we die. We totally crushed this floor, even with the slow extraction. It's floor 53. It's just me and Pebble. And with my poor extraction and bad twisted matchup, as well as no longer having any kind of support and no more items left, our deaths were inevitable. But it was fun making it up to this point. It was around this time when I was doing this machine and looking up at the machine count when I realized it was better to call it quits, for the sake of the distractor as well as the people in call still watching. But despite all of that, I decided to just keep going to see how far we could get. Brusher would see me, but this wouldn't be the last time during this run. At this point, I'm so anxious I try to do machines bit by bit while some twisteds are roaming. Missing this skill check marked the end of the run for me. Should have saved more stam here. The Pebble needed to get rid of cables. Missing that skilled check wasn't doing me any favors as all the twisted surrounded the map. I'm lucky that after purposely getting hit by Yada, they decided to go the other direction, meaning I got to lose sight of most of the twisteds, allowing Pebble to gather again. Despite this, I am still sandwiched by twisteds. I should have went left here and tried to kite near this island. I thought after getting hit by Yada, I was in the clear. Instead, I had to let Cosmo take me to the afterlife. RIP. I had a lot of fun that run, and I'm so excited for this upcoming Shrimpo optimization. I might try to do this run attempt again in the future. If you'd like to see that, let me know. And if you liked this video and still somehow made it this far, please hit all the buttons below, as it helps me a lot to make more of these videos. And as always, thanks for watching.